Is there anything more comforting than a bowl of warm soup, especially in the fall and winter months? It's like having a big warm hug in a bowl. So today I'm gonna share with you one of my favorites. For today's recipe, we are going to use 1 chicken breast and we are going to bring it to a boil. And while the chicken is boiling, we are going to shred our cabbage. Once the chicken is done, we are going to use our fork to shred it, or you could also slice it into small cubes like this. In a preheated pan, we are going to saute 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm also using 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And once the garlic is aromatic, let's add in our onion. And this is about half of a big onion chopped, and then we're just gonna let it sweat for a bit. The weather today is about 10 degrees, so a soup is very appropriate and very comforting. Now once the onion is translucent and soft, we'll add in our hot dogs. I'm using Ike hot dogs, about 3 of them, because I don't have that tender juicy hot dog from the Philippines, so this will be okay for that, and it tastes just the same. Now we're just going to saute the hot dog together with the onion and garlic for about 30 seconds, and then we'll add in our shredded chicken or cubed chicken. If you're not into soups, this video will change your mind. You can include this in your festive potlucks or just make it to enjoy it on your own. And if you happen to make this recipe and like it, please tag me on Instagram. And before we add in any kind of liquid, we'll have to season our meat and hot dog. So we'll start with a teaspoon of salt, and we will also add in a teaspoon of white pepper or black pepper. Then we'll mix that all up so that the seasoning will be absorbed by the chicken before we add in any liquid. So we'll just mix it for about a minute or 2. And since I'm in a hurry, I'm just going to add in my pasta. Normally I would be using elbow macaroni, but we are out of stock. We don't have it, so we are using conchiglie or shell pasta, and it tastes the same. So I'm using about 1/4 of the one in the plastic bag. So there you go, it's conchiglie. Well, correct me if I mispronounced it. And now I'm using 4 cups of water. And now we will bring it to a boil. We will cover the pot or partially cover it. And when it's about to boil, we are going to mix in some corn powder soup to make it thicker and give it more flavor. I'm not using any chicken bouillon, so we are using this corn soup. And of course I already boiled some eggs. It depends how many you want in your soup. And this is the cabbage already shredded. We will add that in later together with the other vegetables like carrots. I'm using 1 carrot diced, half of a head of a broccoli. And now I can see that it's about to boil, so we have to add in our corn soup powder, and we have to stir it because it might get lumpy. We have to make sure that there are no lumps, so it'll be smooth. And after mixing, we'll have to put the lid back on so that it can continue to boil all the way. So it's been 5 minutes, so I'm going to check if the pasta are okay and they're not sticking together. So I'm just going to mix it up again just to make sure they don't stick together and there are no lumps. And now that the pasta is half cooked, we can now add our shredded cabbage. So by the time that the pasta is already done, the cabbage will not be overly cooked. So I'm just gonna push in the cabbage there, and we'll put the lid back on. And we will leave it for another 3 to 4 minutes. Now that's been 3 minutes, it is time to add our milk. Now I am using full cream milk because evaporated milk is not in my pantry. But if you have evaporated milk, please use that one because it will make it creamier. And now it's time to add the rest of the vegetables. You could also use celery instead of broccoli, but I love broccoli, so I'm adding it to this soup. But usually it only has the cabbage and the carrots, and I'm gonna add in another cup of water. Now we'll have to cover the pot once again and leave it for another 5 minutes, and that's it. And now we're just gonna turn it to low heat and let it simmer for a minute or two. If you want it creamier, you can leave it for another 5 minutes, but I'm okay with this. Now it's time to scoop some of that soup into the bowl. This is a very nutritious soup because we have a lot of vegetables in there, and then you have some chicken and some hot dogs. Hot dog is optional, by the way, and you can add in more vegetables if you like. This is really perfect for this kind of weather. It's really getting chillier here now. And in Tianjin, the autumn is really very short, and maybe in 2 or 3 weeks the temperature is really just gonna drop and it's hello winter. So I think I'll be making a lot of this soup for the next few weeks. And of course, it's the time to add an egg or two. Now when you add your egg, you can half it and put it on top of the soup. But for me, I would usually have 2 eggs, so it is actually a protein packed soup for me, and it's very filling. So this is how it would look like with an egg. If you have any requests, please leave it on the comments below, and if you enjoy this kind of video, feel free to give it a thumbs up because it always means a lot if you do. Okay, so that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Traveling Songstress signing out for now, and I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with your friends. So if you're new to my channel, please do consider subscribing and be a part of my growing community. Okay guys, see you, love you.